when you get diagnosed with cancer and I was misdiagnosed for 3 months. So you just think about how leukemia cells, all cancer cells are, this is like oncology 101 for people, but like all cancer cells are immature cells. They don't mature to maturity, and they become uh they're not functioning to the body, and they overproduce and they become produced. So leukemia is in the bone marrow. And so for 6 months I was misdiagnosed, and leukemia was just growing in my bone marrow. So basically, my bones were expanding. You can just imagine what that feels like from the inside out. Um, and so when I got diagnosed, I was pretty much on life's door. I was in the hospital for 91 days. I'm 5'10", 155 pounds now at my ideal weight. I ended up becoming 109 pounds. So you think about a 5'10" guy, pretty fit, all the way down to 109. Long story short, I was on death's door. And so when I got diagnosed, it was almost like we didn't really have a choice. It was just whatever was going to come at us, we just had to do it. But at the time, once I got through that sort of 91 days in the hospital, induction therapy, all right, we've saved you. Now we gotta go into maintenance phase, and that was the 3.5 year process for me. And I'd love to do a whole podcast just on that experience because I think it's really important. But what happened in the beginning space was you just had to do what you needed to do, right? There wasn't this. I always say, like, there was a reason I had cancer, and it was one of those reasons is to be empathetic to others of the same. My cancer survivors, cancer patients are near and dear to my heart. I do a lot with charities with that work and stuff like that. I've ridden my bike 100 miles 3 to 5 times for leukemia and things like that. But the beginning piece was you have to do what it takes, and that's always been sort of my mantra, my mo of my past self especially, is you just got to do what it takes. And so getting blasted with chemotherapy and radiation that I knew was going to make me sick and puke my brains out and all that stuff for that period of time was there was always some like fear behind that, or like, is it going to work, is it not going to work? But my mindset was, I do what they tell me and I'll be good. And I think that mindset piece is what I think really, I didn't know it at the time, but now I do. Like, now I know the science, and that's part of the reason why we're going to go into this beyond the pills approach, is the body's ability to cure itself. And that's a really big piece, and a lot of it has to do with your belief system and your mindset. Similar to the placebo effect. If you 30% of people get well with a sugar pill with no active ingredient. And pharma likes to say, well, that's a placebo effect. We don't know what that is. But in truth is, the placebo effect is the body and the mind doing and making its own chemicals and its own pharmacy to get over that thing that the drug was intended for. So pharma discounts it, but I count it. I want that belief system in place for people that says you can become your own pharmacy, you can cure your own conditions. And so for me, maybe that's kind of what it was. It was like the belief system was there that whatever they were doing to me was going to work. And all I had to do was show up and do the work, right? Do what they told me to do, which I did, because in this day and age, we have integrative health, we have functional medicine, we have all these modalities that are beyond just prescriptions. That wasn't presented to me at the time. It was just do the radiation, do the chemotherapy, eat whatever you feel is good for you because you don't have an appetite. So none of that food is medicine, mindfulness, all the things we're going to talk about that I think is really, really crucial to people's health and well-being. None of that was really presented to me. So I kind of feel like I got lucky, but at the same time, I think it had to do a lot with my mindset. And I think that was the beginning piece to that.